ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, wrestling fans, and sports entertainment fans. Welcome to the No Shave Man Cave. I'm ElliJare, and thank you for joining me here today. I'm just going through all my notes. I'm going through some of my favorite wrestling shows and matches that I've seen. And, we all have that go-to. We all have that top five, right? Our Mount Rushmore. And, people like different types of wrestling for different reasons. I don't like a lot of blood in wrestling, but if there's a bloody match and there's a reason for the blood, you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But then when it's just gratuitous blood for the sake of blood, I'm not there. I have seen some great matches that involved blood that it totally made sense because it was a blow-off match, or this is how, you had to finish, just like Cody's always talking about, this is how we have to finish our story. So I'm sitting here, I'm going through, I've got so many lists in my book here. So I have this book, and then I have another one that it's a little bit smaller that I take with me, and whenever I get a random wrestling thought, I jot it down. And that's how I get the ideas, not just for our shows, but something will hit me and go, oh, I'm going to go grab that title and do like a real cool little breakdown or whatever on it, or do an episode on, my favorite top 5, top 3, top 5, top 10 titles that I own. Huge fan of the North American title, huge fan of the WCW television title. Can't get enough of me some Lucha Underground. The Gift of the Gods title is really cool. Jay Tilly and I came up with a design for our Veterans Championship title. Really love that. It's got all the branches of military on it. And Jay Tilly's is actually signed. There's a lot of wrestlers on that. So really appreciate. Thank you to Thunder Rosa for signing it, spending some time. I think that was pretty remarkable. Really meant a lot to Jay Tilly and I, and to Edie. It's super, super cool. Jay Lethal spent a little time, signed it, and sent me a little shot because I'm a big Machismo fan. So shout out to my guy there. Really appreciate it. So I've got my top 5. I've got some Mount Rushmores because Rushmore is 4, and top 5 obviously is 5. I have some other ideas. When you go down and you break down if you wanted to go a decade of WrestleMania, we're getting ready to go into 4 freaking decades of WrestleMania as we get ready to do, the 40th edition of it. And Jay Tilly and I are going to be there. And I'm just like, how am I going to take all of this in? We're going to take an extra day or two and make sure that we get to spend, some time, not just in the city of brotherly love, but taking in some of the wrestling events. Hopefully we'll get some Warrior Wrestling. We got some buddies that are part of Warrior Wrestling. So hopefully Lucha Superstore, hopefully we can touch base and get together, working on some sponsors to also help with, some of the access to some of the stuff as well. So super cool. When we sit down and we talk about top 4, top 5, top 10, we just got done with the top 500 wrestlers, PWI. You can do, every Saturday and Sunday they come out with the top 10, top 25. It's just something that we do. We have to rack and stack everything. We're right there in the midst of our fantasy teams. Happy to say that I'm 1-0 right now, and there's a good chance I'm going to pull out a victory this weekend. So fingers crossed, Purdy. I need you, man. I need you. As a Giants fan, I will, with a heavy heart, admit that I don't have one single New York Football Giant on my fantasy football team, and begrudgingly, my starting defense. Arguably the number 1 defense in football is the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, you're a Giants fan. This is ridiculous. That's top 3 of, so here we are. We're racking and stacking, right? This is the top 3 teams that you like the least. Facts. That is facts. I watch wrestling as a fan. I play fantasy football as a fan. I watch professional football and college football, huge Notre Dame fan, one of the winningest programs in all of college football, name recognition, probably top 3 name recognition. There we go. I just racked and stacked it, right? And Jay Tilly and I here at the No Shave Man Cave, we're over here trying to make our top 3, top 5 wrestling podcasts and shows. And we're sitting here racking and stacking, doing all kinds of stuff. His brain is going to work. He's fantasy booking everything. Top storylines, top turns. Some of mine, top tag teams, greatest women's wrestlers of all time. I've got a greatest champions of all time. Doesn't matter what title it is. And I'm sure you're going to have some recency bias and, Roman Reigns is great. Okay, fine. He's been the champion for over 1,000 days. But when was the last time he defended the title? And we're not going to see him on TV until like November. So let's go ahead and here's another one. Top 5 longest spans between title defenses. I'll wait. Roman Reigns pushing almost 100 days. And you couldn't we think back to greatest wrestling moments, right? The moment when Shawn Michaels won his first world title, a boyhood dream comes true. His trainer was there. He's holding the title. There was a moment. And you're like, man, that's definitely up there as top wrestling moments. How freaking amazing would it have been during the WWE event in Puerto Rico when we had Selena Vega win the WWE Championship, the Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley. How freaking amazing. That would have been my number 1 wrestling moment, I think. I would have hit the floor. Right now, top 3 come to mind. Top wrestling moments or shocking moments in wrestling. You see The Undertaker appear for the first time. He's coming down the ring, escorted to the ring by the $1 Million Man. And you're like, what in the actual is going on? Who is this monster? Super shocking. Just, another shocking moment involved The Undertaker when Brock Lesnar broke the streak, and my man's eyes just about popped out. He couldn't stand it. He's forever will be a meme, but it's whatever. Top characters in wrestling. Doesn't have to be a face, doesn't have to be a heel. Could be the anti-hero too, the Moxley-esque, sort of like what Becky was trying to do and what Stone Cold made absolutely famous. There's just so many different shows, so many different ways that you can go about stacking things up. You got your top tag teams. You could go by the decade. You could go by organization. You could go by finishing moves. You got the Steiners with their finishing move was just, it should have been illegal. Probably should have gotten, maybe not a felony, class 2 misdemeanor, maybe, I don't know. They were just destructive. Obviously, and I say obviously because to me, when you talk about tag team wrestling, first names that come to mind are the Road Warriors. Just phenomenal group of, between Precious Paul and Hawk and Animal, just a sight to be seen. And I wasn't ever fortunate to be in and see them compete live, but a team that I did see compete live was the Road Dogg Jesse James and the Badass Billy Gunn, and they knew how to work a freaking crowd. And they're not the winningest tag team like the Dudleys. They're the most decorated tag team of all time, the Dudleys. Kudos to them for getting back together on the Impact 1000. They signed a WWE Legends contract, so I'm not sure if that's going to interfere with what Bully's been doing over there on Impact. He's been in a couple of programs and even competed for the Impact World title. So that that could be something else. How about another top 5 moment in professional wrestling when you saw Mickie James get announced at WrestleMania for a battle royal, and she came down holding, I'm sorry, the Royal Rumble, and she came down with the Women's Impact title. How freaking awesome is that? Impact is on Access TV. If you don't know where it is, grab your remote, hit the little house button right in the middle, go over to the little search area, just type in Impact Wrestling. I'm almost positive you're going to find it. Otherwise, right where you are right now watching me on YouTube, freaking search it, man. Impact Wrestling, don't sleep on it. The 1000th episode just played in my area anyway last night. It was awesome. It was really good. A lot of really good matches, a lot of good business. If you're following wrestling, a lot of those matches really made sense. It was so much fun. And then next week we are going to have an awesome 10 women tag team match, 2 teams of 5, and it's basically the current generation of Impact Knockouts going against the sort of the legends of Impact Wrestling. So very, very cool. They announced some more Impact Hall of Fame announcements. So that's definitely, that puts a lot of those wrestlers. Miss Brooks over there just got announced. Gail Kim, the first woman announced for the Hall of Fame. I'm sure Mickie James in very, very short order will be in the Hall of Fame. And, just freaking fantastic to see them moving on. I think come 2024, they're looking at a new TV deal. Who else is looking for a new TV deal? Top 3 TV deals in professional wrestling has got to be AEW with Paramount is coming in third. The WWE with their current setup with Peacock getting put in the shade and then bringing it in, coming in hot with Fox's deal coming to an end here very shortly. Fox probably doesn't feel like they're getting their $250 million bucks a year, as far as revenue and attention. Man, I don't know what to tell you. So that's going to be buck wild. I don't know if they're going to come back to NBC, if they're going to hop over to Prime. I'm here for it though. Just another freaking streaming service. And then from what we're seeing, looks like we may be getting some pro wrestling on HBO Max. Very, very interesting. Waiting for that to completely flush out. And I'm here for it again. So come check us out here at the No Shade Man Cave, where we like to talk about wrestling and a bunch of other stuff. And we do like to talk about a little bit of our events. So be safe, take care of each other, and when you get a chance, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'm ElliJare. On behalf of Jay Chili, thanks for checking us out. Until next time, my friends, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you